We celebrate tonight our 50-year anniversary. So actually can say that Bulgaria is the first country worldwide from R&M which celebrate the 50-year anniversary. So be a little bit proud about that. So I'm very happy that we have so many guests here, so many international guests. So we have near 10 different countries which participate here. So thank you for coming. 50 years ago, my father and Mr. Demasari, they found the company. And you know, 50 years later, I stand here and there's a good question what I have to tell you today, because I'm also not far away from 50 years. So actually my father in 1964, he had the strongest year in his life, because I have to tell you, in May he married my mother. Actually in this week, really in this week, is in, I would say in honeymoon, 50 years later. And can you imagine that 50 years ago, in the same week, he founded myself? Not bad, huh? And can you imagine that 1 month later, in 1964, he founded the company? So he was very busy in the springtime in 1964. Thanks to my father. You can see my father on the left side, he is really the founder, and on the right side, Mr. Demasari. There are two guys which founded the company, and they were very young, 24 years old, and they had really one target. One target was easy to install products. You know, both of them, they were installers, and they get always very angry. They install products, they were very difficult to install. And so the first day, they decided to develop very easy product. The first product they developed on beer mats. Maybe it's a little bit connected to this locale here. So they didn't had a lot of money to buy paper. So the beer mats and the new telephone outlet in 1964 they developed. They were the winner of the competition in Switzerland. So actually at the end of the competition, the last 20 years, also the first 20 years of the competition, all the outlets they developed, they're now installed in Switzerland, near 100%. Okay, maybe down there on the right side you see the first house. It's a little bit different to the building you produce today. So there was the first building, they started the business, it was less than 100 square meters. Included there was the engineering, the production, the sales, the marketing, but not the stock. The stock was on the left side, you can't see that now. It was a garage, a very small garage. They had the stock inside there. This was the really beginning of these two people. Then a few years later, so they worked a few years together just by themselves. The first employees came in. So you see on the picture on the right side on the top, this is the production. Maybe you can have some similarities to the production in Bulgaria. But this is the first production guy. He worked for R&M. So very small, about 10 square meters. you know, this was like a bedroom. This was the production department. And the second picture in the middle, this was the first secretary of my father. In the 80s, we had a rapid growth of our employees. We had about 24 people. So my father said always, "Oh my God, Peter, we are so huge, 24 people, so huge." And then we built up the employees up to 140. It's the same size like in the production in Bulgaria now. 140 people, and we had our first fully automated production machine in the 80s. We were one of the first in our business, of course, which produced products fully automated. And the first subsidiaries we built was Germany and Italy. Maybe in Italy I can say is a little bit, just a small story about Mr. De Massari. Mr. De Massari was an Italian man, and his brother, he was a hairdresser. And you know, they didn't have any money to build up a subsidiary, and we decided to build up our subsidiary in the hairdressing salon of Mr. De Massari's brother. And the showroom, we had a showroom, I tell you, it was next to the washing station of the hair. This was the beginning in Italy. Today we are doing about 10 million turnover. Of course, it's not in the hairdressing salon anymore, but it was the beginning. Then in the 90s, everybody knows that the international telecom market becomes deregulated. So it was not so easy. A lot of connections were gone. Private telecoms came. And we decided now to really push very hard our subsidiaries in Far East, for example, in Middle East, Dubai. It was very early, 20 years ago. And of course, for you it's important to know that we started about 1992 with our first fiber optic products. I remember there was one small machine, one small Polish machine. 1992 I participated at the company first time, and nothing else, just this one Polish machine. But you don't believe it, this Polish machine is still working in South Africa, in Cape Town, because we sold it to this to a friend of us, and this machine is still working. And we made a lot of investments in fiber optic then. Then about 2000, it was a special year for all of us, especially for our family and Mr. De Massari's family, because you know, I grew up as a boy up to 20 years old. I was just together with my father and Mr. De Massari. Mr. De Massari was my second father, because they worked 7 days, 24 hours. We went together to holidays, everywhere we were together. And it was, for me, it was really special. He passed away about 2000, and just after retirement. So he was a very, very, very nice guy, Mr. De Massari. Then, of course, some other products coming in. We built up our fully automated Cat6 machine in near of Wetzikon. Then we decided to go to China, India, subsidiary in Spain. Then solutions for fiber to the X. Our first logistic hubs we built up in the region Singapore and Dubai to create products into the region, for the region. And of course, our biggest investment you see down there on the right side was the Cube. It is the really famous building, Europe-wise, low exergy-wise, which we are very proud about it. So now today, we pass over from the history to today. I hope you agree with me. We are now in a position of an international provider in information and communication technology. What is important for me to say here is that we are still independent. We are not a stock company. We are still a family company. And a family company we would like to stay for the next 50 years. If possible, of course. But now the owner of the company, the structure of the company is very easy. This is just my father, my brother and myself. So we are very proud about that, and I mean we have very short decision ways we can do. So my brother and myself, Martin, I think you know him, he is like myself still active in the member of the board. So we are not out, but we have since 2012 we have an external CEO, Michel Riva. Michel Riva joined us as a first external CEO. It was not an easy decision. So we are about 800 people. More than 10 years we have 70% of export share or more. We are in a revenue of about 200 million. I don't tell you everything, but we have a target which will be the double of the turnover. So you see we have a growth strategy and we would like to grow, and of course our business or our business fields we are in, it's a lot of potential. Then we have three main strategic fields. This is office cable, data center and FTTX. Here you see all the subsidiaries we have worldwide. It's about 30. I didn't look exactly how much it is. And the last one, it was Brazil. Here you see the production plants. I think this slide I would like to show you because we are here in Bulgaria, and you see on the right side the hours which we are working with employees. And I have to tell you that Bulgaria is on the first stage, in the first place, and very in the first place. 185,000 hours you work here in the production in Sofia. You can imagine 2 years ago was nothing. So really we increase in Sofia. Success is not just possible about a lot of actions of a company. I mean, success is really because about loyal customers and employees. I like to go to the next decade with you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and I think now is the time really to celebrate and make a huge party together, because R&M is just one time in the life, 50 years old. Thank you for coming and wish you a nice evening.